Hi everybody, this is Godsgirlg. Today, this video is going to be about your finances. And so if I had to have a title, it would be called Singles Get Your Money Straight. Okay, so that's what this is called. And in a previous video that I did, we talked about how do you know that you're ready for marriage. And one of the things that I talked about was finances. If your bills are not together, then you are definitely not ready for marriage, because you should not rely on someone to come rescue you. I have often heard people say, well, I'm better off married than I am single. Why is that? Is because you got two incomes. Manage your finances. And so I want to talk about that today. So I want to talk about a couple of signs that are indicators that your finances are out of order. Just a couple of signs. I may add two more along the way. So I'm going to be looking at some of my notes. So sign number one is that you're overdrawn on your checking account. Overdrawn meaning they're always assessing, fees because you're overdrawn. Checks are always bouncing. That's a sign. That's a sign. Even if it's once or twice, that's a sign. Two, you're constantly paying late fees on your credit cards, and your credit cards are out of whack. They're up there. You have to have a plan of attack on this. Next is that you don't have anything saved. Nothing. Zero. If there's an emergency that happens, you would actually have to borrow money. That's a sign that you're spending and that your finances are out of whack. Next, you are a month or so behind on your bills. That's a sign. If you're behind on your bills, you need to get some things in check. 6 or 7, I guess I'm on. You're robbing Peter to pay Paul. So you're taking a little money from here and doing here. So I don't know about you, but reading over those and having experienced some of these myself in my past, that's a heavy weight to bear. And you think that nobody knows about it or anything like that, but people see what's going on, believe it or not. People can see that you're struggling. And so my questions that I have for you is you need to ask yourself, why do you continually put yourself in this situation? Why is it? Because if you don't understand why you're doing it, the ability to change will be lessened. You won't understand why you need to change. The majority of the time, people are doing it because, one, they don't know better. That's how they were raised. Maybe your parents or you were raised in a single parent household or even a dual income household, and that's how they did it. Well, that's incorrect. Another reason why you may do it is because you have this need to keep up with the Joneses. You're trying to battle with Sister Susie or Johnny Spoon, and you're trying to keep up with them. Lo and behold, what you didn't know is that the Jaguar or the BMW that they driving is a borrowed car. Or matter of fact, that could be the only thing that they have, and they sleeping in that car, and you trying to keep up with them. Appearances have a way of being extremely deceptive. So stop trying to keep up with the Joneses. Okay, pause right there and think about that one. Stop, just stop. I'm telling you, do the screen. Stop trying to keep up with them, because it is really messing you up, girl and brother. It is messing you up. Okay, so there's a couple of steps I want to share regarding financial freedom. One is that you have to have a desire to change. Okay, because if you don't have that desire to change, well then, stop it and just go on to another video. If you have the desire to change, the next thing you need to do is to deal with the reality of your situation. You have to assess, okay, well, what bills do I have? How bad is it? What amount am I bringing in? You have to go through all of that. I know that a couple of years ago, Oprah had this debt, I think it was called a debt elimination army. If you go on her website, just type in debt for a search engine, you'll find a slew of information, including worksheets, budget sheets, and all that. There's a ton of information out on the internet that will help you understand and establish a budget. Also, search the internet for free seminars in your area to help get your finances right. And also, there's books available for you as well. There's one book in particular that I like, and it's called Girl, Get Your Money Straight. I don't know who the author is, but she is an awesome author. She really sets the groundwork to help get your finances in check. So you have to assess your current situation, what's coming in and what's going out. And I can guarantee you, if what's going out is greater than what's coming in, then some things need to change. Maybe you need to downgrade on your car. But I'm going to get into some other things that you can do to kind of help save money, because I did this actually a couple of years ago, and I do this every so often just to make sure I stay ahead of the game. You need to make sure that you set some goals with whatever you're doing. If there's a credit card that you're trying to pay off, set a goal and get a plan of action to meet that goal. There may be some options available to you. You know, like calling the credit card company and just saying, look, I can't afford this. Can you do such and such? That's one thing that you can do. Let me think of some other stuff. What do I have down here? Make sure that you monitor your progress and be disciplined and stick to it. Those are some of the signs or some of the things to financial freedom that you can get. I want to talk about now some ways to cut costs. So after you have identified all of the bills that you have, determine what you can downgrade on. For example, do you need all those features on your cell phone? Do you really need text messaging? I don't think so. I think we've actually lived without cell phones for so long. So downgrade. Just get get an unlimited phone plan without all those features of internet and everything else. See, that's you trying to keep up with the Joneses. Shut all that down. Do you need really a cell phone and a landline? And some of you are like, yeah, probably I do need that. Well, that's fine, but look at some options of downgrading. Don't be afraid to call them and say, look, I need to cut down expenses, and do it. Because trust me, we've lived without all of these features before. Why can't we live without them now? I understand the need of being in contact and stuff like that, but just get a basic cell phone. Matter of fact, why don't you get one of those phones that are prepaid? So it would definitely keep you on your budget. You can still keep your phone number, but we need to stop being so bougie. Next, some other things that you can do. Your cable bill. Do you really need all those channels? Get the minimum channels. If you are in a house with children, just get the basic Disney Channel, Nick TV channel. Get all of that. And matter of fact, you know, do you really need a TV? Think about that. They have basic channels that you can just get. We put too much emphasis on cable bills and things of that nature. Do you really need to go out to eat as often as you do? No. Stay home and cook something. It'll be good for you in preparing you to get a mate. Learn how to cook and use some of those leftovers. Do you need to go out to lunch like you do? No. And if you have a problem saying, okay, I can't just quit cold turkey, well, then cut out some lunches and just say, you know what, 3 days a week, I'm going to pack my lunch. And the other 2 days, then I'll get something, so it's not as much of a sacrifice. But you have the power to control your finances. And for those of you who are shoppers, you don't need to be buying all new clothes every week. You don't need to do that. If you go to your closet now, if you still have price tags on the clothes that are in your closet, that's a sign, boo, that you are shopping way too much. Learn how to mix and match. It'll make outfits look different. And you know what? You need to pray for your deliverance on your shopping sprees. If you've got the money to do that, fine. But if you're struggling in your finances, you need to stop doing that. The other thing is that, you know, open a book. Do you really need to go to the movies all the time? Rent movies. I mean, there's so many things to do. Now, you've got your set bills, and then you have your bills that are very based upon your consumption and your use. And even with our electric bills, you can change that as well. Call them and get on a budget. So hopefully some of these, I'm running out of time, but hopefully some of these tips will help you. I have a budget sheet that I personally use, and it's been working for me. But get your money straight. Open a book and challenge yourself this year that this is the last year that I'm going to struggle financially. Break free of that. I don't think God has us to be like this. He says that we are supposed to be the lenders and not the borrowers, but yet we borrowing up everything, calling family members for money. That's a sign, y'all. Get out of debt and get yourself together. So if you have any questions or need any additional tips on ways to save money, please send me a note, godsgirlg@gmail.com. You take care and have a pleasant day.